Hickory Ridge Mall has been hit. Don't know the extent of anything other than that. And State Line at Airways, there's a report of a building on fire. That's likely caused by lightning, or it could have been caused by downed power lines. We now have a report that the Sears store in Hickory Ridge Mall, we told you we had a report Hickory Ridge Mall had been hit. Apparently about 50 feet of the wall of the Sears store at Hickory Ridge Mall has been wiped out.
It's the Carousel's first birthday, and Hickory Ridge Mall is having the party you've always dreamed about. Now through October 8th at Hickory Ridge Mall, Winchester at Hickory Hill.
Hi everyone, Anthony here with Ace's Adventures, and welcome back to another episode. We are in the Midwest at the ailing Hickory Ridge Mall in Memphis, Tennessee. Quite a bit of information about this property, so let's get right into it, because it's rather interesting, the history of this location. So the Hickory Ridge Mall, total listing as of their website, they actually have a company site that has some pretty detailed information about it, is 855,000 square feet, so a pretty good size mall. The current owner / managers is the World Overcomers Ministries, and it lists that there are currently 43 active stores in this location, but I tend to doubt that. That's a little bit overshot if you ask me, based off my visit there in late July. The mall actually opened in August of 1981 and was expanded twice in 86 and in 97. The original anchors were Goldsmiths, which later became a Macy's, and Sears. And then Dillard's was added in 86. Dillard's came on later as a third anchor. One of the things that really led to the downfall of this property, first off, was the Wolf Chase Galleria, which opened up in 1997. That drew a lot of business away from the Hickory Ridge Mall. And in that same year, to try and compete with that, the Hickory Ridge Mall was renovated and expanded, as I had mentioned previously. Just some more footnotes here. The Dillard's closed in 2006. And then there are some interesting things about this mall in terms of the definition of why this mall is no longer thriving. And on the actual company website, this is verbatim what they have listed as the driving reason, whether it be true or not, as to why this mall is no longer thriving. So this says, and I quote, "Several factors have contributed to the shopping center's transformation over its recent history. The I-385 freeway was opened north of Winchester Road, changing traffic patterns. The Hickory Hill area was annexed by the city of Memphis, doubling real estate taxes on commercial and residential property owners. In excess of $2 million square feet of new retail was opened in Collierville and Cordova as developers chased the suburban expansion east." So an interesting little quote-unquote official reason why this mall is no longer doing well, in addition to the obvious things of changing demographics, online shopping, your usual things that that contribute to the death of a mall. I don't know, I'm not from Memphis, I don't know what the Memphis area is like, but I can tell you that I did have a very uneasy feeling being in this mall and in this area, primarily because when I was walking around the exterior of the property, There is a former anchor that was turned into kind of a family fun center at one point, and on both sets of windows there were multiple bullet holes in the glass. So that's always that's always a comforting feeling. You know, there are real life risks that we take as explorers in these malls. You know, mold, asbestos. Anyways, so one of the main things also that hurt this property is an event on February 5th, 2008 called Super Tuesday. Super Tuesday was a series of storms that hit the Midwest area and affected people in Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Alabama. It actually took the lives of 55 people, these storms that just popped up out of nowhere. There were multiple tornadoes in the area, and one did hit and damage part of the mall. It damaged part of the Macy's and Sears and a good chunk of the atrium area as well. Ironically and miraculously, the Sears was somehow able to reopen 5 days later. So on February 10th, just 5 days later, the Sears was able to bandage up their wall and open again. A couple more things to note here is kind of interesting, is that debris from the insulation of the mall, so you know the pink foamy stuff, was found 15 miles away from the mall. That's how far the storm carried some of that debris. So it was a pretty powerful storm. And if you're from the Memphis area and you remember that storm, you know, please leave a comment down below about what your experience was like for that. So we're going to see a commercial here, and then I'm going to give you a couple more thoughts before I get out of here. So this is a commercial about the rebranding of the mall in 2010.
The Hickory Ridge Mall is opening its doors for the first time since February the 5th, 2008. The Hickory Ridge Mall's grand opening is coming Easter weekend, April 3rd and 4th, featuring up to 50 or more stores reserved for retail. Future expansion will include a family fun and entertainment center, the family movie cinema, the medical mall wing, city, county, community, and social agency, services for the Hispanic community, the Youth Reformation Center, a banquet, conference, and convention center, a family counseling center, restoration of the mall food court, and the return of the legendary mall carousel. If you are a business and would like to lease space in the mall, call Patrick Jacobs at 901-795-8844 extension 12. The Hickory Ridge Mall's grand opening is coming Easter weekend, April 3rd and 4th. Visit our website at hickoryridge.com.
All right, so we're back here after that incredible commercial about the rebranding in 2010. One last thing I want to mention here is we are about to go into the hidden abandoned wing of the mall that was damaged by the tornado. I was fortunate enough that one of the doors was open behind the planters. They kind of have it hidden there, but was able to get inside. I just want to mention one thing. The mall actually has been sold 3 times, and this is a pretty incredible stat. The mall was sold in 1986 for $50 million. The mall was sold in 2003 for $13 million, and the mall was sold in 2008 for $1.4 million. To go from $50 million to $1.4 million in just a 20-25 year period is incredible. Just to give you an idea of the scope of how fast these malls are declining. Enjoy the rest of the video. This is Anthony with Aces Adventures. We'll be back soon with more content.